A magistrate court Ebrimede in Ube local government area, Delta State, on Tuesday remanded the Cameroonian Mr. Godlove Neba in prison for a 5-count charge of defamation of character, false accusation and cybercrime. The Delta State Police Command, which brought Mr. Neba before the court, alleged that he connived with a blogger to unlawfully publish false information online with the intention of blackmailing Prophet Jeremiah Omoto Fufeyin of Christ Mercyland Deliverance Ministry, Warri. The reports. The case has been adjourned to the 21st of June 2022 by the Ephraim Magistrate Court, and all hands are on deck waiting for the results on that day. For DRTV News, I am Oris Esima Anireta.
Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. So following the report that was made by this useless TV station that was used to clean up Mercy City's image and Mr. Omoto's image, they told that the court hearing was adjourned for the 21st of June. And today it's what? Is it not 23rd already? Today is the 23rd, which means that court took place 2 days away. 2 days before, on the 21st. Now our question is, and this is court hearing for God's love. For God's love neighbor, as they call him, but I still think his real name is Godwin. So this was a court hearing for Mr. God's love. We've never heard anything again. Where are the media houses that reported this matter? If Jeremiah Omoto is really serious about this, if Omoto's team is really serious about this case, we need a report about the outcome of that court hearing. The same way you brought it out on all the media outlets to try to push that narrative or that propaganda of yours of claiming that the child was not missing, or of trying to implicate Mr. Godlove neighbor with Prophet and with Ruth Matthew. We need to know the outcome of that court hearing. I once told you these people, I once warned you about this case of Godlove. It's either it's going to disappear into thin air. No one will ever talk about it. No one will ever bring it up. Now the question that we have to the Attorney General is, what was his decision or his advice? As the lawyer said, because the lawyer said that we submitted all the documents that needed to be submitted to the Attorney General. So what did the Attorney General advise? Where's that lawyer that said that we are waiting to hear what the Attorney General will advise? Which lawyer am I talking about? This woman.
Well, today the complainant, that's the Commissioner of Police, brought a motion for remand based on the facts at their disposal. They drafted a 5-count charge, like you said. So the person, that's the respondent now, he's been remanded in prison. That's, I think, the one at Warri. Yes. Waiting for legal advice from the Attorney General of the state. He will go through the case file, because part of the orders that were on the motion paper is that the duplicated case file be handed over to the Attorney General. They'll go through it and then they make their findings and make their recommendations.
We can't blame lawyers for representing criminals, because that is their job. Lawyers literally don't care about how guilty you are or how innocent you are. Their job is to get you out of any trouble that you are in. But to this, my sister, I also want to ask you, why is he not doing another interview to let us know what the Attorney General said? You see the problem, even if you have a law firm, do you see the implications and repercussions of representing cases of this nature and exposing your professionalism or whatever that you stand for? And at the end of the day, you end up looking like a clown. I'm not trying to demean the profession of this lady or the job that she was doing. But if I was this lady, if I was a part of this law firm, I was never going to put my face on media talking about this case that had no facts at all. For her to even say that we submitted the documents, yet she knew that the documents that she submitted to the Attorney General were useless documents. Of course, I know you lawyers, you also cross-examine facts and figures to see if this case holds water. So in this case, what can we say that this lawyer did that qualified her to be paid for what she did? What did she do? We just saw her on the scene writing things as if she knows what she's doing. Not all lawyers are, are qualified to be lawyers. Some are just in it for the money. That's what we come up to conclude. For her to even agree to make a presentation or to report on the court hearings and the proceedings of the case, it shows that she does not care about her reputation. She does not care about her integrity. It's one thing to defend, a top-notch criminal like the hush puppies, whom you can come and do financials and say, no, you can back up things, stuff like that, and justify certain levels of crime to say, no, this and that. Professional criminals. But when it comes to defending someone who's being accused of abduction of a 2-year-old child, I'll never come to the screen and make a presentation or update anyone concerning that case or in defense of that case. I'm not saying lawyers you shouldn't take Omoto's case. No, you have to. That's how you get paid. But don't show up on the TV. You are disgracing yourselves. Indeed you are. If they are going to force you to come on the screen, tell them to use their own. Tell them to use their own media representatives to come and talk on their own behalf. Not to use you. You are professional people. Remain professional. This case is way too sensitive. It does not matter whether you're prosecuting God's love neighbor. God's love neighbor is also part of the syndicate. The bigger picture here, the case that is at hand here, is of baby testimony, the missing child. So my sister, who's also a lawyer, evaluate your conscience as well. And also represent people that are worth representing. Not all clients are clients or should be your clients. This is my advice to the lawyers of Nigeria. Not all clients should be your clients. This is a case of humanity. And sometimes you need to apply that sense of humanity to your profession so that you can see if some cases are worth defending. How do you defend a man who's being accused of abducting children? These are people that you have to let go to court alone without a representation. Let the state provide an attorney for them. Let them provide an attorney for them. Now they're not going to give us a feedback of the proceedings of that court case. Because this court case was all stage managed. I told you people. This whole thing was all a set-up. The way Godwin was apprehended, taken to court, and the way this whole thing was done, Precious Lungu coming from Zambia, Precious Lungu being the one to tell us that no, God's love neighbor is from Cameroon. The pictures he sent are from Cameroon. And then now God's love is coming to address, to give a statement. For what? Why did God love us to give a statement? Or he to respond to media? Like he's some sort of a celebrity of some not. Who's God love? Who's God love neighbor? To a point whereby all media houses will gather around him as if it's a big deal to say, okay, so tell us what happened. And this is a person that is being accused of blackmailing and is coming to address all these media houses, to address the nation, that I'm sorry for what I did. People, can you smell the coffee? Can you see that some level of their damage control is embarrassing? It's embarrassing to the media houses in Nigeria. It's embarrassing to the judiciary system in Nigeria. It's embarrassing to a lot of institutions that took part in spreading lies concerning or in broadcasting this news. They went to the media houses. They lied to the media houses. They gave them wrong information. They went to media houses. They told them the mother found the child and she ran away to South Africa. Now she's in South Africa. And media houses just took the cases as they were, presented them to the nation. What do you have to say about Arise News right now? And all those other DMC or other, kangaroo TV stations? They are a disgrace. What are they saying now? Why are they not carrying the final part of the story? Because this was the final part of the story when Godlove has to appear in court and tell his story. And then we can hear that he was charged. They said life in prison. They said he will be given a life sentence. He risked getting a life sentence for blackmailing Jeremiah Omoto 1.150 million naira. Where are the propagandists of Jeremiah Omoto now telling us that Godlove neighbor has been arrested, he has been sentenced? It's just going to die like that. Oh, he's in prison. Which prison? Oh, he has been taken to court. Which court? That was just a media stunt. Or maybe let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They might come and tell us what happened, what transpired, what Godlove has been charged with, or what evidence he presented to the court that implicated Prof X and Sister Ruth Matthew. Because according to God's love, I contracted him. to go and blackmail Omoto for fame. That was according to Godlove. Okay, the other part too of this conversation, I'll just rub on the surface, because this is the conversation that we are actually going to restart and start now bringing this whole thing back to stage one, to level one, and start cross-examining all the people that are involved in this case of baby testimony. Now we need to put all the pieces together, because that's where we are getting to. We need to start doing the investigation on our own. We need to bring in Ruth Matthew's ex-husband. Of course we did it, but we did it at an earlier stage, and we did not ask the right questions, because we had not yet gotten to this point that we are. We need to bring in Mr. Ayo. We need to bring in Emmanuel Marcus. Please send us more. I do have pictures of Emmanuel Marcus, but please send us more pictures. We need to make these people viral. We need to let the world know. We can't keep on hiding these gentlemen. It's time for them now to be known for who they really are. Juliet, if anyone has pictures of Juliet, please send them through. We need to make that young sister trend. People need to know the people that are really responsible for this abduction syndicate, or who are behind this whole abduction of baby testimony. Of course, on Motor for Fame, we have these pictures already. And we need to start the investigation from scratch. To those of you who are not familiar with Mr. Ayo, even though we do not know where Mr. Ayo is now. Mr. Ayo was the first instrument that they tried to use for damage control. And the entry point of Mr. Ayo, when he came out first, he was claiming that Ruth Matthew and Emmanuel Marcus are the ones who know where the child is. But I'm glad that he also confirmed that the child went missing at Mercy City. You know, in their damage control, there are some certain elements which they omit, or which they talk about, which will implicate themselves at a later stage. Because Mr. Ayo is a product of Omoto's team. And Mr. Ayo was supposed to come and change the narrative. That was the entire idea. That was the bigger picture. And the narrative that he was supposed to change was, Omoto has nothing to do with the missing child. But who has everything to do with it? It was Emmanuel Marcus and Sister Ruth Matthew. So in some of his utterances when he first came out, this is what he had to say.
I beg, make the help me. And they were calling me, I'm not cheating, make the help me. Make the girl, make you bring my children for me. If you say no marry me again, I no worry for marry. Make you bring my children for me. As he collide with Emmanuel Marcus, now yeah, Emmanuel Marcus, they do this matter. They carry my picky. Whether I said they go sell them, whether anything where they take a door or the picky there, make them provide my picky for me. I know say my picky there, my picky no there. My picky no that he did make them government let me ask Emmanuel Marcus. I carry my baby reach. What you took my baby to?
Kneeling down in front of the court in Ebrumede with two hands raised to express his helplessness, Mr. Alfred Ayo was a heart-touching sight to behold as he cried out for help. It was his first time to appear in court over the disappearance of his 2-year-old son, Master Testimony Ayo, in Efron Wari in April 2019. According to Mr. Alfred Ayo, he never knew about the ongoing court case until recently when he saw the trending news of his missing son on the internet.
What I want the government to do for me, sir, is to rescue my missing child from me. I'm looking for my baby Testimony Ayo that is missing in Mercy City. So government should help me to bury. I beg and I beg and they beg you. It's over 2 years now. I not use mine to see root. Emmanuel Marcus are root. They know where they put my baby. Make Emmanuel Marcus provide my baby. Either the baby, they kill the baby or they sell the baby. Make they provide my baby for me. Are they after my baby? Over 2 years I not use my see root. If not today for court. Now this year. Something like this going on. Me, I no get dreadful. In my working place, when I was working, as I for J1, now they work J1, and the nurse to night person come meet me, say, Ayo, come on, see what they see for phone. This will not be your wife. I said, now, he said, see what they go. And I say, for all those who are, I don't hear anything. Now, project I discover, say, today night be the call seat. So that's why I'm from my state, Igara. Trace this place come today.
As you can hear, Mr. Ayo is guns blazing, and his target is Ruth Matthew and Emmanuel Marcus. He is saying, Ruth sold my child together with Emmanuel Marcus. I'm glad Ayo also confirmed that Emmanuel Marcus stole the 70,000. He took the card and he took the phone.
Emmanuel Marcus, now I carry my baby. Emmanuel Marcus, na carrier and Ruth, they know wetin they use my baby do. Make government help me bring Emmanuel Marcus. Make I see Emmanuel Marcus. Plus my money where I withdraw. All my money where I withdraw 70,000. Make it provide, make it provide that. Because when we go to Benin, where CSP answer, he say no withdraw any money. I say okay, if you say no withdraw any money, let us go to MTN. For anybody that withdraw money, there's a picture there. To go and bring the agent, go see the truth of the matter. So now wait till I beg. Make they tell me to I beg.
So this is a fact. Emmanuel Marcus is a criminal. This is obvious. He's a thief. He's a Yahoo boy. But who's the boss of Emmanuel Marcus? I know he was doing all this not for his best interest. What was he trying to cover up? That is the question. As you can see, he was trying to clean up all the traces that can lead to whoever that he was working for. Who was Emmanuel Marcus working for? Because I doubt, let me not say what I want to say. But if Emmanuel Marcus had not stolen Ruth Matthews' phone, we could be having concrete evidence today of the discussions that they had from the police and while they were doing the search for this child. If Emmanuel Marcus had not stolen Ruth Matthews' bank card with the money, this case could have been made well known in Nigeria because Ruth Matthews wanted to use that money to publish articles in newspapers and different publications and raise awareness about the missing child. So the question is, with all this information, and Ruth reported this information to the police, why was Emmanuel Marcus never arrested? Why is he still not yet arrested? Yet Ruth has confirmed that Emmanuel Marcus stole these things from her. And the reason why Emmanuel Marcus stole these things from her is because there is some damage control that he was doing. And from the day he stole these gadgets from Ruth Matthews, the gadget that had all the information, he disappeared into Mercy City. He came into Mercy City and disappeared and vanished. Why did Jeremiah Omoto call out Emmanuel Marcus? If they were not working together. Do you see this whole thing that it's all connected? Everything is connected. So the question is, where is Mr. Ayo now? Why is he silent? Is it because his narrative was not bought or it did not sell that they've decided to say, okay, you can lay low now. There's nothing more else you can do. Now my heart is bleeding. Mr. Omoto, how much have you spent so far? Do an audit of how much you have spent. I know this money does not pay you because this is money that you're just taking from people. By selling keys of David, by selling AirPods, by selling, T-shirts, stickers, doing your events and stuff like that. So it does not pay you. You can just give it away. But my question is, how much have you spent so far? By doing damage control alone, by paying off bloggers, by paying out TV stations, the lawyers, the police that you have been sending to cover up this whole thing. How much? Is it worth it? Is the question. Is it worth it? All the money is it worth it? But come on, it's people's money. Use it, my brother. Yeah, they are fools. They keep giving it to you because they are blinded. So use it. It's not my place to question what you do with the money that you're stealing. It's up to you. You do it. It's just, it's that kind of money. So you can put it anywhere that you feel like you can put it. Yeah, well, every scammer has their own scammer. I know there are people scamming you a lot right now. If I can tell you the people that are milking Omoto, because Omoto is very vulnerable as we speak. Anyone that can go to Omoto with a solution to say, Omoto, I can do this for you. I can track Prof X for you. I can hack Prof X accounts for you. He will pump out money. I know this is how it happens. This is how it works. I've worked with these charlatans. When a charlatan is under fire, there will always be people that will come with solutions. But those people will never deliver. Those people never deliver. I can ask Omoto now. All the people that have come to you with proposals to tell you that they'll do A, B, C, D, and E, and you gave them money, what have they delivered? All the people that might have promised you, because I received a lot of emails, people, your Facebook, different emails, codes, you're resetting your password. You can't hack my accounts. There's nothing you can do about that. And some are saying, no, get Prof X, find a way, you will get him. Omoto, no one can get me. Don't give people your money and They are promising you and selling you flying birds. If there's anyone that comes to you and promises you to do anything concerning this case or to do damage control for you in this case, this is what I'm advising you to do. Let them give you results first before you pay them. Now I'm helping you to save money because that money that you're wasting, giving out like that, you will need it. Where we are going, you will need it. Before you pay anyone, make them deliver first. We'll do this to Prof X. Let them deliver. Let them get me first. And then you pay them. You see, I don't want you to be wasting money that you need in future. So yes, people, that is the conversation which we are going to start digging more deeper into. The disappearance of Mr. Ayo. And there's also the issue of the 18-year-old girl, Ruth Matthews' stepdaughter, the daughter to Mr. Ayo. Where is that child? I'm sure he's 22 now. 23? 21? Where is that child? Is he going to come as a witness as well? Or are they cooking him? Are they cooking her up so that she can give her own side of the story? Because she was also present during this time when baby Testimony was abducted. Where is that child? Ayo, where's your little girl, my man? Or you want to bring her to this conversation, but she was 18 already at that time. She must know something. She has to say something. She has to say something because I know she knows something. So that's where we are, people. Mr. Ayo, what happened to you? Where's the Android phone? You're quiet these days. You're not saying anything. They took the Android phone away from you again. Ayo did 3 videos. We'll dig deeper into all those videos and we'll point out all the errors that he made in trying to clean Jeremiah Omoto's image and trying to distance Jeremiah Omoto from this whole case by accusing Emmanuel Marcus and Ruth Matthew. Now we are going to be a little bit lenient with Ayo. We'll listen to what he has to say. The first time we were disappointed because he was an absent father. So we had to treat him with a little bit of harshness. But this time around, we'll welcome him with open arms as we will try by all means to get him to an interview, to interview him and cross-examine him and see what we can get out of him and see how truthful he is about his claims and his allegations. And then we'll see how we can get to a conclusion. But at the end of the day, it's still a fight for baby Testimony. As time goes on, as we move by, we are going to get baby Testimony. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So with that being said, I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'm out.